What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about what happens if you call a narcissist a narcissist. How do I tell my partner that they might be a narcissist? We're going to answer a couple questions here, y'all. Just stay tuned for a little short video, and then I'll break it down later. Thank you so much. Look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I think you might be a narcissist. A narcissist? Why would you call me that? Because you're constantly lying, you're gaslighting, you're constantly cheating on me. Oh, I see. You've been on TikTok, haven't you? Typical. Yes, you're displaying typical narcissist behavior. You know what? I knew this was coming because guess what? You are actually the narcissist. See, they told me that you would try to call me a narcissist back. They said narcissists always call you the narcissist. Okay, but if that's true, you called me a narcissist first. I did because you are a narcissist. You called me a narcissist because I'm a narcissist or because you are a narcissist? See, you get on my nerves. See, there you go again trying to flip it back on me. I'm actually not trying to flip anything. I'm just telling you how it is. Look, all jokes aside, you need to go to therapy. If I need to go to therapy, then you need to go to therapy. Why do I need to go to therapy if you are the narcissist? You see, narcissists always deny therapy. You are a narcissist. I'm not a narcissist. You're a narcissist. Narcissist. Yeah. The word narcissist is thrown around a lot nowadays, y'all. Let's be realistic. I know, like, a lot of people just say, well, Lee, you're one of the ones who throws it around a lot. I mix it up. I say narcissistic. I say toxic. But narcissists are around. It's not just like, it's just the world we live in, y'all. I'm just being realistic. Let's keep it hot. Let's keep it hot and ready like a Little Caesar's pizza. But this is the dynamic a lot of people face when you're dealing with narcissistic, toxic people or whoever, y'all. If you call a narcissist, if they don't know what it is, they're more likely to just be like, okay, whatever, okay, whatever it is. Most people think narcissism, most people who haven't heard the word in its current form just think that you're calling them cocky or conceited, because that's what happened to me back in 2017. I thought my wife was just calling me cocky and conceited. She's like, it's hard living with a narcissist. I'm just like, wait, what the hell? You're a narcissist. You know what I mean? Because I thought it was just cocky, conceited, But we all know it's a personality disorder. If you look deeper, it could be a personality disorder. It's a diagnosable personality disorder. And yes, y'all, for the people in my comment sections, they keep saying I used to be a narcissist. No, y'all, I'm still clinically diagnosed. I just got re-diagnosed this year in like February. So just like 2023, I got re-diagnosed. So I'm still a narcissist. But I'm just in therapy, working on it and whatnot. But if you call a narcissistic person a narcissist that knows the definition, that how it's used, the context in which it's used in today's world, oh, they might turn on you. Just like in that video, they might try to flip it onto you. They might try to point out things that you have done that make you the narcissist. They might try to gaslight you and manipulate you and just confuse the hell out of you, just have you just regretting you even brought it up. Regretting the word narcissist has even ever entered into your world, has ever entered into your space, has ever been brought up into your life, into your dynamic right now. It's a wild perspective to be a part of, y'all. Like, and if you call a narcissist that knows what it means, sometimes they'll get mad at you, y'all. Sometimes you calling somebody a narcissist could activate narcissistic rage. And I know people see my stuff and they're just like, well, Lee, your wife called you a narcissist and look where you're at right now. Yeah, my wife called me a narcissist. Yeah, and I've made leaps and bounds on my mental health journey. Yeah, she called me a narcissist and I made leaps and bounds on my mental health journey because I was in a position that I was ready to hear it. I was in a position where I was searching for answers and I had already been working on myself personal development wise for like 11, 12 years. When my wife called me a narcissist. So I was already trying to work on myself to be better before the word narcissist got entered into my life. Before the word narcissist got brought into my existence, I had already been bettering myself, working on myself, doing a lot of personal development, reading a lot of books. I was putting the work in already before like the word narcissist got entered into my life. Because I was in a position that I was ready to hear it. I was like, okay, oh wow, something is going on with me. I've always kind of known that I was different, and I have a whole series, y'all. I have a whole playlist on my page called Self-Aware Narcissist Sundays, with my story in my therapy journey in detail. That's my therapy journey. Like self-aware Sundays, that's my therapy journey. That's my life journey right there. So just like how I got to this point and how I maintain my life right now. But I had already been working on myself, y'all. Because I feel like if y'all, like, I always struggle how to say this and not try to come off as pretentious and whatnot. But I feel like if you're dealing with a person, y'all, and you're trying to, now this, I know the first part of it is what happened. The first part of this video is what happens when you call a narcissist, right? Well, how could they react? You know, very rarely would they be like, you know what, I am, and I'm gonna go to therapy and work on it. Very rarely does that ever happen. Most times they're gonna get angry. Most times they're gonna put it back onto you. Most times they're gonna say, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, or you need to get off of TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, wherever you saw that, get off of Facebook. Stop talking to your friends. Their friends giving you bad advice. Your parents or your mama narcissist, whatever it is, you're a narcissist. The second part is like how to broach the topic, y'all. Because people keep asking me this, and I'm just tell y'all, like, y'all, there is no foolproof way to bring up the topic of narcissistic personality disorder or telling somebody that they are a narcissist. Because, y'all, narcissism in any context, pretty much in almost any context, is an insult. And you know how narcissistic people, most of them, deal with being insulted. You know how most narcissists deal with being criticized. You know how most narcissists handle being criticized or insulted or whatever. Like, you already know how they handle it. So it's just like, if you have it in your mind how narcissists handle being criticized and whatnot. So if you call somebody a narcissist or call somebody a bad name, they're going to probably go on the defensive, you know. So get to the point. Tell us how to do it. Tell us how to do it. How did it happen to you? My wife literally called me a narcissist as an insult, and I insulted her back when she left. I yelled it at her, and then she happened to leave, and I looked it up. That's not going to happen for most people. Most people are going to get pushback. So you have to paint narcissism in a way. Of course, you have to come from a place of empathy. And this is not me telling y'all to do this. This is me I keep getting this question. I just don't know how to answer it. I was like, you have to come from a place of empathy, which most people are, who, if you're dealing with a narcissist, you're probably going to be willing to come from a place of empathy. And I know most people, to get out of toxic relationships, you feel like you need to turn over every stone. Maybe if I tell them they're narcissists, they'll go get help, and you'll regret it, or you stay in a relationship because you haven't told them this. So it's just like, of course, use discretion and be as safe as possible. So, yeah, you have to try to paint narcissism in not such a bad light. You know, you have to make them feel like, even though they might be a narcissist or have toxic traits, that they're not they're not a bad person, because that's where the mind goes. When you call somebody a narcissist that is narcissistic, their mind is going to go to, you're insulting me. Their mind is going to go to, you're trying to be mean to me. Their mind is going to go to, you're hurting my feelings. Their mind is going to go to that point where you don't want it to go. You see, like, their mind is going to go to, like, you're being mean to me or something like that. Because it's not, like, narcissism is not a term of endearment. So narcissists don't want to feel like, this is crazy. Narcissists, even though a lot of them do bad things, they don't want to feel like bad people. So you have to try to find a way to paint it in the way that they're not a bad person. You know, you have to paint it in the way that they're not a bad person. Yeah, I don't know how you do that, y'all. I honestly don't. Paint it in the light, just like, look. I think, have you ever looked up narcissism or narcissistic personality disorder or whatever? You know, I feel like if you looked it up, it could bring you some peace. It could help you out. You know, because I feel like you're a good person. You seem like you just struggle sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with struggling. We all struggle. But maybe you can look this up, and maybe it can help bring you some peace. I know, I care about you. I love you. I want to be here for you. It's kind of like you talking to an addict, trying to get them off of illegal substance. You know, you have to come from a place of empathy, because if you push forward, if you press too hard, they tend to retreat. You know, if you press too hard, trying to get them to change, they tend to retreat within themselves. They tend to push back on you. They tend to buck up at you. They tend to come at you, you know? So it's just like, you have to be able to paint it in a way that's coming from a place of love and endearment, and also just not like you're trying to criticize them. You have to pay, because my wife, I told y'all, my wife yelled at me. But the people who've had the most success on telling people, because I do a lot of one-on-ones with narcissists. I know people just think I talk to survivors. I talk to a lot of narcissistic people, y'all, a lot of them, because they watch my Self-Aware Narcissist Sunday series. They watch my Self-Aware Sunday series, and they're like, you know what, your mind works like mine. So you have to broach it in a way that they're like not, because there's like, yo, you look up narcissism online, it says there's no hope to get better. So it's just like you pretty much sentencing somebody to a life sentence of mental health issues. So you have to paint it in a way that there's, I'm not telling you to stay with them. This is not me telling you to stay with them. That you have to paint it in a way that there's hope for them if they have hope for themselves. You know, they have to have hope for themselves. They have to be willing to listen to it, y'all. Because if you bring it up and tell them that they have to go to therapy for the rest of their lives, most people are gonna be like, oh, hell no. For the rest of my life, what's my reward? Are you gonna stay with me? Are you gonna leave me? So they need some kind of reassurance that you're not going to leave them, you know, if they go to therapy. But some people go to therapy just for a performance, y'all. They just go to therapy to put on an act. So not everybody who goes to therapy is trying to be better. Some of them are just trying to keep you there. So I'm just like, this is not me telling y'all to stay in a toxic relationship. I know some people are just like, I don't want to leave without turning over every stone. And if this work helps you turn that last stone over and try to paint it in a way, like sometimes you can't paint it in a way that because they've been, it's hard to try to tell somebody that they're not a bad person if they've been treating you like they're bad people. You see what I'm saying? So again, sometimes you have to get to that point. You're like, well, damn, I cannot make them feel like a bad person if they've been a bad person to me, you know. So you have to find that peace. You have to find your way, y'all, because you can't paint them. You have to make them feel like they're not a bad person. Overall, you have to make them feel less shame. You have to find a way to make them feel less shame by telling them. And maybe you don't use the word narcissist. Maybe use the word, hey, you tried therapy? You ever thought about going to therapy? Yeah. Or make it sound like one of your friends went to therapy or something like that. Take the pressure off of them, y'all. That's all I got to say about that, y'all. I don't try to preach helping people stay in toxic relationships or get them ways to stay into them, y'all. Anyways, y'all, like and subscribe for more. Mental Illness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video, y'all. If you didn't know, we wrote a kids book called Remember It's Not Your Fault to help kids understand that they are not in control of whatever circumstances they were born into. Talk about boundaries, tell them the truth, all of that stuff, y'all. It's available on Amazon right now, or the link in my description of every single video or podcast that you listen to. Thank you so much. Remember, it's not your fault. Peace.